Okay, so for my financial analysis, I did Under Armour. A fairly new sports apparel company. Um, I think that they have a really good future. I think that at the end of this pandemic, with the virus, obviously a lot of companies dropped off, and they did too, no exception. But I think here, with hopeful vaccine in the near future, that with the spring sports starting up in baseball and softball, and then also football in the spring, I know the D1 played their football season, but a lot of teams weren't able to. So football is also a great sport that that they will hopefully be able to reach. I think they will, and I think they'll do very well at it. So I think that Under Armour for the very foreseeable future will be a very good investment. Starting out, Under Armour was based in 1996 by Kevin Plank in a basement, his mom's basement in Washington, D.C. Once he understood where this company could become, him and a couple of investors took it to Baltimore, where they reside now. And their first main shirt was called the Shorty. It was a three-quarter tight shirt that really boosted what they saw in athletes, what athletes saw in them. Under Armour created this cold and warm gear that cold gear when it's cold, it's thermal, it's hot, it keeps you hot, which is key for athletes. You don't want to hurt anything, keeps you hot, but then it allows you to stay with your range of mobility, which is also very important. And the warm gear, it's still there, it's clothing, but it also is very breathable, so you don't get as hot. And then Any Given Sunday was released around 2000, and it was a movie starring Jamie Foxx and other great people. And they got the endorsement for this movie, and it really showed, what they were to become. They had any apparel, so the uniforms, the undershirts for the uniforms. They had everything that they wanted to, and it really showed it. So then the money that they made from that, um, actually they used that money and they put it into ESPN magazine at the time, and this was before a lot of the new technology, and people would read the ESPN magazine. So they had that on the front page, Under Armour, and it really helped their company take off. That's what they credited to. That once people saw that ad, young and old, it really helped them take off. So financially, they've been on a steady incline for many years, even with the pandemic. They of course dropped off, but they've been back on the up. Before the pandemic, they were on the up. They're a very good, safe company. They don't take any huge leaps, but they also don't downfall really well. They are a very good company that will make you money in the long term. Their net revenue was $5,277 million in 2019. Net income was $92,139 in 2019, compared to a loss of $46,302 in 2018. And a short year, and a short comparative year, you see that they can do pretty well for themselves. So why you should invest. Under Armour is new to the market. Generally they've only been around since the early 2000s, really, about 20 years. But I think they set up great for the future. I think that they have some really good young stars. You have Steph Curry in the NBA, which is arguably the best point guard of all time, best shooter of all time. Kids want to be like him, and any shoe that he has, every time you see him on a highlight reel, it's Under Armour. And then you look over at the MLB, you have Bryce Harper, who made his appearance in the MLB in 2000, or when he was 19, which is insane. A 19-year-old playing with men, and he's been dominating for a while now. And so anytime a kid looks at him, they see Under Armour. But I think what they have that not a lot of other companies have is um, they invested um, mm, their products and their different things into Dwayne the Rock Johnson. He's an actor, MMA fighter, or not MMA, but a WWE fighter, and he was a football player in college. He's been doing a ton of different things, and he's a workout maniac. And so they're able to reach this workout, world that a lot of people, want to be. So they're able to make these different apparel for people, and it's starting to really come together. I think for them, their stock has been on the rise for many of years, and I think they have young people at the helm. um, and they use new and young technology that definitely helps them. Where I think they will be a very good company to invest in. So I think you should get in on the low while it's now a very cheaper cheap stock. Like I said, it's not going to make you a ton of money overnight, but for the long term, I think that they're a very safe bet to make you money for the next 10, 15 years. I see them around for a while, and I think that they'll make a lot of money. Thank you.